Becoming a second time mom was a promotion that I did not expect. It wasn't until now that I realized that my body was doing something very special. So in today's video, we're gonna talk about mom brain and how it affects our creativity. Hello world. As we discover what's happening in our bodies during pregnancy, we're gonna compare mom brain to running a company. Starting with pregnancy number 1, which was the birth of Bamba. I received on-the-job training with Bamba. I learned how to take care of him, breastfeed him, do everything that we needed to survive. And then when Ahmed came around, that felt like I was being promoted to senior manager overnight, which meant that required intense training. It was like a crash course into surviving 2 under 2. And I felt my body respond to that. My body shut down the creative department. It was temporarily closed. And we shifted all of our resources to the motherhood and survival department. When we think about mom brain is a promotion, not a layoff. Let's talk about some common mom brain myths. The first myth for mom brain is that you have an intellectual decline. That is not true. Mom brain does not make you dumb. Mom brain actually sharpens your intuition. Myth number 2, mom brain is just forgetfulness. Mom brain goes beyond forgetfulness. Mom brain is the reallocation of your resources into this new space that prepares you for taking care of your child, for protecting them, for bonding with them, for socializing with them. So of course, as you're learning all of these new things, you may forget some old things, but that doesn't mean that mom brain is only about forgetfulness. There are a lot of hormonal changes that are happening within your body as well that all are a part of the mom brain experience. Mom brain is actually opening up new pathways for you to process information and creating systems and processes for you in the motherhood department. Myth number 3, moms are the only ones that experience mom brain. This is actually not true. A lot of dads experience mom brain as well because they have to learn how to protect their newborns just like mothers. So fathers also experience this hormonal change within their bodies as well. Becoming a mom literally rewired my brain. It prepared me for everything that's required in motherhood, and that includes multitasking. Everybody knows that moms are good at multitasking, and we have to be. And we can thank mom brain for that. Here's what was happening in the shift from creative brain to mom brain. My hormones increased and my brain was restructuring. As I mentioned, new pathways are being created for moms, learning how to process information differently, learning how to be more intuitive, trusting our instincts, and really strengthening and sharpening our instinctual skill sets around caregiving is what was happening. Also, my internal resources were being depleted. Even before I got pregnant with Ahmed, I was breastfeeding Bamba. My sleep was inconsistent because Bamba was still nursing at night, and he had just started solids. So I had this entirely new meal planning, meal preparation routine that I was learning. I was also running my business as usual, traveling, doing household wifely duties, and all of this was overwhelming and stressful. And while I was stuck questioning, who am I? What am I doing with my life? And basically giving up on my entire vision for my business and our family, my body was working in overtime to prepare me for 2 under 2. And what was frustrating about it all was that getting in the zone was extremely difficult. Getting into a flow state around creativity was hard because my normal tactics weren't working. Here's where the light begins to shine in on the creative department. I started to gradually feel more creative. I started to gradually feel mentally lifted. The fog was starting to clear up slowly. There was still white fog, but it was not as dense. I could see through it. And so I could tell that I was starting to reopen up that creative department, but that was a really gradual process. And it took some work for me to help move things along and really start to shift resources back into the creative zone. How did I restore my creativity after experiencing mom brain? One of the things that helped me was reorganizing our spaces in the house. That helps my brain reconfigure and just start a clean palette. Things we needed to help with our flow and functionality of the house, like getting a file cabinet to get all of my office supplies into one space, and then getting a bookshelf for the boys' toys and all of their books. I also started to re-engage my body in movement. This was movement from head to toe. So shaking my head up and down, left and right, jumping up and down. I started back doing handstands on the wall. I started doing backwards bends on the wall. And I could tell that my body was starting to reconnect with itself, because that's what I was experiencing. Like, mom brain made me feel like my brain was disconnected from the rest of my body. And when you're pregnant, you are not allowed to really engage your core. So I was feeling stuck within my body. Like, energy wasn't moving. There was stagnant energy all around my body. And so when I started to really move from head to toe, that helped to move that stagnant, stuck energy. That helped to move my spine, realigning my spine, and really giving me this sense of relief. I started back journaling and brain dumping. This process has always been a go-to process for me when it comes to getting into a creative flow, because I tend to overthink everything. I tend to reflect a lot and process a lot of information. So writing things down helps to keep my brain clear and also helps to organize my thoughts around creative ideas. And then, of course, playing with my children allowed me to tap into my inner child, allowed me this sense of freedom where I could do and be whatever I wanted, as carefree as I could be, because the boys don't judge me. I found myself even climbing on the jungle gym at the park, and I could tell that I was starting to come back into myself because I was getting into this rhythm of my inner child and the things I used to do. While Mom Brain has significantly impacted my growth as a content creator and an entrepreneur, it was absolutely necessary. So if you are in this fog right now, know that you are not failing, you are not dumb. You are just reallocating your resources to becoming the best mother that you can be, and that is okay. The best thing for you to do in this season is to rest and stay hydrated until your creative department reopens. I hope to see you in the next video, and until then, keep exploring. Bye.